Hello, everyone. My name is Stella Bay,
Hi guys, I'm Erica Herman.
and today we're going to be talking about cross-cultural leadership. Before we can talk about cross-cultural leadership, we really need to talk about the foundation of it. Much of today's global leadership theories are based on Geert Hofstede's research on cross-cultural organizations. Hofstede is a social psychologist from the Netherlands who's famous for his research on cross-cultural organizations and groups, as well as his theory on cultural dimensions. He theorized that major cultural differences came across 6 different dimensions based on data from 40 countries. Individualism, which is whether the culture focuses on the individual or group; masculinity, whether the culture focuses on traditionally defined masculine values of achievement, competition, and control, or traditionally defined feminine values of cooperation and care; power distance, which is how accepting the culture is of hierarchy, especially on the part of the less powerful, meaning how willing people are to question authority; the uncertainty avoidance index, which measures the culture's tolerance for uncertainty and ambiguity; long-term orientation, which is how focused a culture is on tradition and patience versus quick change; and finally, indulgence, how willing a culture is to fulfill human urges and desires, or whether it restrains them through strict social norms. His theory on cultural dimensions was the foundation for the GLOBE Project. The GLOBE Project stands for Global Leadership and Organizational Behavioral Effectiveness. This project is a research project that focuses on culture and leadership in 61 nations. The researchers expanded on Hofstede's 6 cultural dimensions and into 9. The first 3, uncertainty avoidance, power distance, and collectivism 1, societal collectivism, parallels Hofstede's uncertainty avoidance, power distance, and individualism. With collectivism 1, low scores reflect individual emphasis, while high scores reflect collective or group emphasis. Collectivism 2, in-group collectivism, measures pride and loyalty to the organization and organizational cohesiveness. Gender egalitarianism and assertiveness are parallel to Hofstede's dimension of masculinity. Gender egalitarianism is the degree to which an organization minimizes the gender role differences and discrimination, while assertiveness looks at the degree to which individuals and organizations are assertive, confrontational, or aggressive in social relationships. Then there's future orientation, which looks at the degree to which individuals and organizations engage in future-oriented behavior, such as planning or investing in the future. Performance orientation looks at the extent to which an organization encourages and rewards its group members for performance improvement and excellence. And lastly, there's the humane orientation that looks at how individuals encourage and reward other individuals within the same organization for being fair, kind, and friendly to others.
So, what is the GLOBE Project that Hofstede expanded on? The GLOBE Project is a research project that was developed in 1991 by Robert J. House. The goal was to examine various cultures and its leadership styles within a range of organizations and the societal effectiveness. Over 17,000 managers from a variety of industries in over 72 societies were researched. One of the most important questions addressed was to what extent the practices and values associated with leadership are universal. So are they similar worldwide, or to the extent to which they were just specific to a few societies? The phases of the GLOBE are divided into 3 phases. The first phase was to identify and develop measures of societal culture. Phase 2 was to assess the 6 fundamental dimensions. And phase 3 covers, which is still developing, studies the effectiveness of specific leadership behaviors on subordinates' attitudes and performance. Project GLOBE findings. After the research of the 17,000 respondents and worldwide, 21 primary leadership dimensions were identified, and of the 21 dimensions came the 6 global leadership dimensions from the 9 that Hofstede expanded on. The 6 global leadership dimensions are charismatic and value-based, team-oriented leadership, participative leadership, humane-oriented leadership, autonomous leadership, and self-protective leadership. Leadership styles among different countries. The following styles were valued most in each country. For performance-oriented, was most valued by Anglo and Southeast Asian. Autonomous was valued most by Germanic and Eastern European. Team-oriented leadership styles were valued most in Southeast Asian and Middle Eastern. Participative leadership was valued most in Germanic. Humane leadership styles was valued most in Southeast Asian culture, and self or group protective was valued in Germanic. Although some countries valued a particular leadership style, there were some universal characteristics that expanded across all countries. And those characteristics are as follows: trustworthy, honest, encouraging, decisive, and win-win problem solvers. The following were seen as inhibitors to being an outstanding leader, which were indirect, non-cooperative, dictatorial, egocentric, and ruthless.
So we can actually apply this to today's higher education system. When we look at the statistics, people of color accounted for 81% of the growth of the United States. According to the U.S. Department of Labor, by 2050, 1 in every 2 U.S. residents will be designated as racial and/or ethnic minority. We are continuing to become a diverse nation and global society, and this is reflected in our education system. Part of our role as higher education professionals is to help prepare our students for success in an increasingly diverse society and global marketplace. We can do this by creating open spaces and more opportunities for them. Most campuses have a student diversity council and multicultural student organizations, which help develop their leadership skills. We can also develop cross-cultural workforce competencies for our faculty and staff by providing diversity training. By offering diversity training to the employees, it ensures ways our leaders can be effective in this global society. And institutions need to look past the idea of raising diversity by enrolling more students of different racial and ethnic backgrounds. Structural diversity, such as the aesthetics of enrolling more students of different backgrounds, depend on the institution's capability of fostering a positive racial climate across the campus. And then these are all of our references.